What is the best vacation spot in Genshin Impact? Could it be the medieval-esque windmills in Mondstadt? Or the culturally rich streets of Liyue Harbor? Or the meth-ridden waters of Poisson? Probably not, but that's why I'm here. Come along with me as I enact my favorite internet discourse topic, cultural appropriation, and objectively, mostly, find the best vacation spot in Teyvat. But first, a word from our sponsor, the Inazuma Shogunate. Life not going as you intended? Tired of having dreams and aspirations? Want to have a life full of gray and monotony? Consider donating your vision to the Tenryou Commission. Remember, there is no easier path than no path at all. Glory to the almighty Shogun. Glory to Inazuma. The Inazuma Shogunate is not responsible for any side effects caused by losing one's vision. Side effects may include and are not limited to extreme changes in personality, memory loss, hallucinations, and depression. Hey guys, NocRan here. Allow me to introduce you to the one and only hospitable place in Mondstadt. Mondstadt City. Real original name, I know. I'm currently in the city square, which is more of an octagon in my opinion, but misleading nomenclature aside, what can you find here in the heart of the city? And more importantly, do they have good food? Here at Good Hunter with my good friend Sarah,
I don't know you!
You get to buy Mondstadt's specialty, smoked fowl. Yes, this is the only place you can buy this elusive ingredient, I checked, but other than that, we've got some classics here. Teyvat fried eggs, chicken mushroom skewers, and fisherman's toast. Speaking of which, where does the fisherman part come from? Will it give me scurvy? Editor's note, do not search up scurvy on Google Images. Well, you know what they say, when in doubt, shit it out. By the way, in case any of you were wondering, which I'm sure none of you were, yes, it is cheaper to buy the ingredients and make it yourself. But who would want to cook on vacation? Unfortunately, you don't have a choice here. There's literally no other food in town, which means our next stop is the general goods store where you can buy all the ingredients you need to burn your Airbnb kitchen down. And after a hearty meal full of calories and carcinogens, you can head over to the Angel Share Tavern for drinks. All non-alcoholic, of course. This game is rated T for teen, not T for that one Thanksgiving my drunk ass suplexed the turkey out on the sidewalk. You know, this holiday isn't really holidaying so far. I can't even get drunk to forget all the bad choices I'm about to make. It's time to find some entertainment. Mondstadt City offers a few fun souvenirs you can buy. This ball that flies about as straight as Neil Patrick Harris.
Ha! You missed.
A lyre that makes me feel just as tone deaf as a certain bard. And, a balloon. All at just 150,000 mora apiece. What a steal for someone like me who's rich because I've only built like less than half my characters.
It's a scam.
You know what won't incinerate your wallet? Sightseeing! You can visit the Favonius Cathedral in all its freedom-like glory. As you can see, it's very grandiose. I'm sure this was a fantastic use of taxpayer money. You can also visit the Knights of Favonius headquarters. Even better, they just let anybody through, no security checks. I can see why though, they'd probably be stopping Klee every time she walked in until they realized, yes, she is on a federal watch list, yes, that is a bomb in her backpack, and no, there's nothing you can do about it. And for all you literary inclined folk, Xingqiu, they even have a pretty extensive library. Come on. I know where the 18+ section is. Let's see, what else do we got? You can climb a windmill. You can also visit the Cat's Tail, where you can play some TCG. I think I'll take the windmill. Thanks. Remember when I said that Mondstadt City was the only hospitable place in the region? Well, I lied to you. Welcome to Springvale. I promise you, your pets are safe.
They're eating the pets.
There's nothing to actually do here other than steal food from the neighbors. Ah, the Dawn Winery, famous for their dandelion wine. Unfortunately, you can't buy any here. In fact, you can't buy it anywhere. I'm starting to think that this dandelion wine is just some form of tourism propaganda. Anyhow, I've got a couple more places to show you. NocRan here with the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be climbing Dragon Spine and rolling myself down the side of the mountain. It's gonna be pretty cool. Welcome to Wolvendom. Tourists don't normally come all the way out here, but as long as no one touches the sword... What have you done, child? You've doomed us all. Hey guys, NocRan here. Welcome to Liyue, or as that kid in that one Darman video calls it.
Called Liyue Nation.
First and foremost, I'm going to check the general goods store to see if Mondstadt's failing economy inflated their prices. Remember when I mentioned that Mondstadt doesn't have many food options? It's literally been like 2 minutes, I would hope that you would remember. Anyway, Liyue has heard my complaints because now there's a lot of food. Some might say too much food. Like, call me Squidward from that one SpongeBob episode amount of food. Thick thighs save lives? I'd beg to defer. You've got One Min Restaurant, selling the same 3 dishes as Sarah, except with a little bit of regional specialty. Spice. With any luck, it won't taste like Szechuan. That shit's the work of Satan. You've got Chen the Sharp here, selling grilled tigerfish and stir-fried fillet. You've got this lady here selling mora meat and very expensive chop suey. What's chop suey, you ask? You've got 2 different fishermen selling fish within 20 meters of each other. And let me tell you, there's a good reason why this guy's got all the customers. Uncle Sun here sells crab and shrimp, but we're more interested in the fish. At $2.40 a piece, yeah, it's still cheaper to buy it from One Min Restaurant, but if we come over here to Uncle Gao,
What the hell?
this is probably the worst sales strategy I've ever seen. Never mind trying to ask him why the prices are like that, trust me, I tried. But I'm sure he probably knows what he's doing. There's no way he'll just go out of business, right? Oh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you with a more, dare I say, refined palate, I can assure you that your stay here in Liyue Harbor will not leave you wanting. If you would allow me, I have made reservations at 2 of the city's most reputable establishments and invite you to join me for a feast. Welcome to Liyue Pavilion. Normally, this establishment must be reserved many months prior. I, however, happen to be acquainted with the owner, which is why I was able to reserve on such short notice. But never mind the details. Let us peruse the menu. Though some of it may look a bit pedestrian, I assure you that even the simplest of dishes here will be served with nothing but the utmost finesse. This, however, is the showstopper. It's pork belly. It's literally pork belly. Holy balls, it's 12,000 more. That's pretty steep. The next restaurant is Chenyu Kiosk, and I may have made a mistake. There's too much food. Taking a look at the menu, wow, look at that, it's all seafood. I'm gonna overdose on omega-3 and vitamin D. And you can tell this place is fancy because half the foods have golden in the name. Golden shrimp balls, golden crab, golden shower. Anyway, yeah, we gotta finish all this food. Forgive me, my dear stomach, for I have failed you like I have failed my parents. Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick. Luckily, you can head to Boo Boo Pharmacy to purchase some herbs in case you catch a little something, if you know what I mean. Please don't ask me about Mondstadt's healthcare. I can't tell you about something that doesn't exist. When they're sick, the residents of Mondstadt just keel over on the side of the road and turn into pixie dust, I'm sure. After your extensive foodie tour, you may be looking around for some activities to spend your hard-earned mora at. Well, you're in luck. I've got just the time wasters for you. Granny here is a toy seller, not that kind of toy, get your mind out of the gutter. You can buy an instrument called a zither, and yes, I did Google if that was a real instrument, but wow, wasn't that 150,000 mora well spent. That's not all though, you can also buy a fireworks launch tube for 30,000. Unfortunately, you can't point it at other people. And finally, we've got Shao lanterns. You can buy 1,000 of them for 500,000 mora. Every single day. That might seem a bit steep, but these Shao lanterns really are magical. I mean, they turned a useless character into the best DPS in the game. But just like the lantern's namesake, they've already been power crept. Whether that be through a patch note or a cowgirl luchador who once again proved that thick thighs do not save lives. In fact, I'm pretty sure they just end them. Now for everyone's favorite pastime. Satisfying our gambling addiction. Here at Jade Mystery, you get to bet on which Jade is the jackpot. Okay, serious note, why isn't this an existing minigame already? And no, that doo-doo commission doesn't count. Okay, rant over. Book nerds, don't worry.
I got you, homie.
They've got enough books here to last you your entire stay. Or at least enough to last you through one season of The Big Bang Theory. I mean, what else are you gonna do while watching that show? Laugh? Animal lovers, fret not. Plenty of animals make their home here in Liyue, so don't be afraid to pet them. Mondstadt also has quite a few cats and dogs around, but I didn't mention it because I forgot. Last and definitely least in the harbor, we've got storytellers who pass on rich cultural and historical tales about inspiring figures in Liyue. Well, we got one storyteller who does this. The other one just complains about him. While Liyue Harbor looks like it has a lot of expenses, especially if you're a foodie, just know that you can go into the Northland Bank and borrow 200,000 mora. Worst case scenario, you get caught and sent to the chasm where all your nightmares will come true. That's right, you'll be forced to watch the live-action Snow White on loop 24/7.
Ugh, what a dreadful racket.
Our next stop is further north at Wangshu Inn, where there's literally nothing to do except eat more food.
And then you blow up.
Even further norther, there's Qingshu Village, where you can buy Pop's teas and 50,000 mora glazed lilies. Oh come on, that's just daylight robbery. With that money, you can buy 1/3 of a zither or like 10 Shao lanterns. What a disaster. What's next? Oh, that's just fantastic. Our final stop is Mingyun Village, and... What's that? No one's lived here in over 10 years? It's been overrun by hilichurls? Well, this is awkward. Wait, doesn't this actually count as Liyue? Oh, don't mind me, carry on with your date. Chaoyin Village doesn't actually have much going for it, as sad as that is. But what they do have is an actual physician. He's trying a new prescription, and if you talk to him, he might even give you some for free.
Boy, that old man is tripping.
You can also head to Chenming Tea Works, where you can admire the process in which the region's world-famous tea is brewed and stored, as well as steal some tea leaves. Look, no one minds. What are they gonna do, send me back to the chasm? Wait, stop. You can't make me go back there. Unhand me! Everyone here seems to really like tea. Like there are tea houses all over the place, where you can't actually buy anything. The one street food vendor I found, I noted it down as selling a lot of tea shit. 99% of the population here at Yulong Wharf is also made up of tea merchants. That guy? Tea merchant. Those two? Tea merchant. Those three? A family of tea merchants. It's a family-run business. Are people here just genetically predisposed to like tea? What's next? They're alcoholics and have bad dental care? While I was looking around the city, I shit you not, I got a mail from Ayato talking about trying the tea from Chenyu Vale. Like, am I in a sitcom or something right now? Other than all the tea though, there's not really much to do here in Yulong Wharf. The general goods store mostly sells inedibles, and there's a storyteller with a much nicer stage than the ones in Liyue Harbor, but that's about it.
In 1866, the Great Tea Race captured the imagination of the Victorian era.
Motherfuck. Hey guys. NocRan here. Welcome to Radiation Poisoning Simulator. Inazuma, like its Archon, is gonna be pretty quick. Only 2 islands in this region have anything resembling a civilization: Narukami Island and Watatsumi Island. The rest is basically just Chernobyl on roids. Our first stop is Rito on Narukami Island, a touristy port town where the first thing you see is a family mart. God, I wish it actually existed. Instead, you can buy minerals, buy whatever mixed bag this guy's selling, hear about Inazuman souvenirs that you can't actually buy, and get scammed by extremely overpriced dandelion seeds. Like bro, they're literally right outside Mondstadt. Like they're right there! Besides the fisherman selling, you guessed it, fish, and the street food vendor selling, you also guessed it, fish, there's really nothing to do in Rito other than regret your life choices. So I guess I'll be staying here indefinitely. You go on ahead. I'll meet you in Inazuma City. I hope you didn't wait long, I had a lot of thinking to do. Now that we're in the capital, I gotta show you why Inazuma isn't as bad as people say it is. But first, we gotta check out the general goods store, which has nothing new actually. Except for weed, of course. I'm not sure what this says about the nation. Moving on to the go-to restaurant in town, Shimura's, I've actually discovered something horrifying. Something truly blasphemous. Their fisherman's toast is more expensive than the other regions. I always knew this nation was dog water. Unlike Mondstadt though, Inazuma City has more restaurants where you can try the most traditional Inazuma cuisine, like mushroom pizza, and special mushroom pizza. Afterwards, you can... dickhead. Wash it all down with some dango milk. Unless you're lactose intolerant, of course. In which case, I only got one thing to say to you.
Skill issue.
During your downtime, there's a surprising number of activities you can get up to in the city. 4 to be exact. Head over to the firework maker and set off some... What do you mean I can't buy any? Alright, knock that number down to 3. Buy some Omni Ubiquity nets from Wakamirisaki here, who's technically outside of Inazuma City. You know what? Screw it. It counts. Using these nets, you can catch animals to then put in your teapot where they'll wait to be released back into the wild. But they never will. Read some novels from the Yae Publishing House. Popular titles such as Shogun Almighty, Reborn as Raiden with Unlimited Power, and Pretty Please Kitsune Guji. That's funny, I didn't know Yae Miko was the CEO of AO3. Alright, so the entertainment may not be to your standards, but I promise you this last one will be. Visit the Aiza bathhouse and soak your troubles away in their natural hot springs. Now this is what I'm talking about. Just you and me, chilling in a hot spring, 5 feet apart because I got a restraining order. You can even book a psychiatry session to work out all that mental anguish you got from your trip here. Trust me, you'll need it. For other excursions on Narukami Island, well, there isn't much. You could visit the Grand Narukami Shrine, if you don't mind climbing Mount Everest. You might think I'm joking, but other than the 1,000 stairs you have to climb, the path literally just drops off a cliff. Several times. Once again, I'm pretty sure we can somehow blame Yae Miko for this. Our final stop is Boro Village on Watatsumi Island. Now I know what you're thinking. What the hell is Boro Village? Don't worry, I thought the same thing. But I have been enlightened. Behold! The cheapest groceries in Teyvat. Inazuma? More like in a coma because I bashed my head into a wall too many times on this vacation. I don't know what's worse, this or Inazuma. When putting together this extensive travel brochure, I noted down 10 places to look at here in Sumeru, then promptly crossed out 6 of them when I realized there was practically nothing there. The first place I'll be showing you is Gandharva Ville. I was going to skip over this at first, but there's someone I want you to meet. Amongst the forest rangers and dogs is a master chef who sells the Sumerian equivalent of a pizza pocket at around 10 times the price. He's the only reason we're here, and before we leave, I gotta ask him a question. Was Joe Bastianish really that much of an asshole?
I'm supposed to eat this? Really?
Oh, now this is more like it. Welcome to Port Ormos, one of, if not the biggest trading hub in all of Teyvat. It's got all the aspects of an enormous port town. Scholars, smugglers, mercenaries, cave, yada yada yada. Let's go find some food. This is Boutros. He's a fishmonger. Guess what he sells?
Just ask the cats how fresh my fish is.
You know what? He's got a point. They've even got a dedicated spice merchant here, and look, they have my favorite British spices. Salt and pepper. What I really want, though, are these masala cheese balls. I'm a cheese fiend, so god damn does that sound super good right now. The potato boat also has cheese, but why the hell is a baked potato so expensive? Like I gotta take out a mortgage just to afford it. Or at least, you know, rob the Northland Bank a second time. This merchant here sells basically a whole bunch of miscellaneous crap, and the only reason why she's being included is because I talked to 7 different merchants prior to this before anyone actually decided to sell me something. But we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, some of you might like this. I've actually found a cannabis store. See, they sell weed here. Can you smoke Songo pearls? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you can smoke anything if you try hard enough. Entertainment in Port Ormos is sad, really. Here's a snake charmer that doesn't have any snakes, and 1 singular street performer. That's it. There are a ton of shops too, but unfortunately they won't sell anything to me. Who knows, maybe they're racist or something. Wouldn't be the first time for Sumeru, am I right, or am I? So let me list them out for you. Jewelry shop, tailor, goldsmith, fresh produce vendor, the entire Jafar Tavern, stall vendor, spice merchant, crafts merchant, merchant. Ah, smell that? 'Cause I can't. Welcome to Sumeru City. Alright, which of you copied the other's homework? As per usual, let's check out the general goods store to see what local ingredients they got. Some fruits, very healthy indeed. Puspa Cafe here sells desserts, that's pretty nice. Ooh, and they even got coffee beans for all you caffeine addicts.
Coffee time!
I'm actually pretty impressed. This vacation's starting to look up now, huh? Oh, a tavern. Let's see what they sell. I got my fortune told by this fortune teller who's literally a small child, but she has 2 cats, so she must be trustworthy. Anyway, she told me that I'd be sleeping with the fishies soon, whatever that means. Oh look, Another omega-3 dealer. Now that we've eaten our fill, let's converse with the locals, like Big Fish, who likes to delegate his tasks to someone else. So basically every project manager you've ever worked with. Here's Goat. He struggles talking to anyone with more than half a brain cell. And here's Swallow. That's TMI, I did not need to know what you did in your private time. And if talking to people really isn't your thing, don't worry, I get you, my fellow introverts. How about some window shopping at the Grand Bazaar? And I call it that because that's exactly what it is. The only person here that'll sell you anything is this spice merchant. Everyone else is just for looksies. Well, this guy technically sells something, but you know what? Let's just forget we saw anything. What's grander than the Grand Bazaar, though, is the House of Dana, located in the Academia. It's the largest library in all of Tevat, where you can find shelves on shelves on shelves of books. Technically, only students and teachers in the Academia can borrow books here, but no one will notice if you slip a couple under your jacket. You can also take the 25-second lift up to the Grand Sage's office. Don't think we're actually allowed up here, but who cares? What are they gonna do? Dump me in the middle of the desert? Shit. We've arrived at Aru Village, and just as quickly as we've arrived, we're leaving. Welcome to the Tanit camps. Can't have a good vacation without the risk of human trafficking, am I right? I'm not sure where the tribe is at the moment, but I'm sure we can ask for a tour once they're back. What's that? What do you mean they're not? Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah, you know what? This place is pretty overrated. Let's move on now, shall we? Man, the desert sucks. Sumeru sucks. I don't ever want to come back here. I take back everything I just said. Hey guys, NocRan here. I've just snuck past Fontaine TSA for the third time, and man, it just keeps getting easier. The reason why we're starting in Maritime Harbor is because of this. When in Fontaine, you gotta ride the Aquabus to the capital. How long's the ride, you ask? As long as it takes. I'm not giving you a choice here. Welcome aboard the Aquabus.
Welcome aboard this Aquabus! One of the most unique forms of transportation in all of Tevat!
Alright, you know what? Fine, you take over.
Maritime station to the Court of Fontaine.
Welcome to the Court of Fontaine. We're currently in the city square, which, just like Mondstadt's, isn't actually a square at all. That's where the similarities end, however. I'd say this city square is quite the upgrade. But enough about geometry. Food time. Here at the general goods store, we can source some local stuff like Fanta and fermented juice. That's pretty Fontainian. At Cafe Lutece, you can order some Fanta, maybe a coffee, a couple desserts, and enjoy the outdoor dining. Also pretty Fontainian. They promote a healthy lifestyle, easily shown by the fact that the fresh produce vendor actually sells you something. Indeed, very Fontainian. And over here is a snack shop which sells more Fanta, some very, very expensive candy, and fish and chips. This region is dog shit. Allow me to take you to the most elegant restaurant in the city, Hotel de Bourg. I am well acquainted with the owner here, so you may order whatever it is you fancy. They host many performances here as well, such as Linny and Lynette's magic show. I have seen them perform before, and I must say, truly magical. They once made internet discourse disappear. Now that is an impossible feat. Since we've completed our calorie challenge, let's do a bit of shopping. This is Les Show Clockwork Workshop. They sell clockwork toys here so you can pick up a few souvenirs for your kids. Or yourself. We don't judge here. This is Chiyoria Boutique, the most stylish clothing store managed by the famous Inazuman fashion designer Chiyori. I've actually made an appointment for today. Not to pick up any clothes, no. I've been holding on to Chiyori's weapon for quite a while and haven't had the chance to drop it off. What's she need a weapon for? Ha ha! Ha! Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. You can buy an instrument here at the souvenir store, and, well, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm quite the musician. Bookworms, you haven't been forgotten. Here you can buy original works such as The Two Musketeers. Unfortunately, they've only got parts 2 and 3 in stock. Visit the Steambird to get your daily dose of news. Trust me, it's just like that other news source that used to be a bird. Tour around the Palais Mermonia, a government building where every administrative body is based out of. which means it's just right for the rioting. Hey, guess who I am? Yes, the alkaline level of this water that I received as a gift from Liyue is just right. And my favorite pastime of all, finding Farina's house so I can harass an emotionally unstable and immensely traumatized theater kid. Honestly, the court of Fontaine is actually pretty nice. Lots of food, lots of shopping, lots of entertainment. As long as you ignore the sewers that is Fleuve Centre. I mean, I guess it's not all that bad. They got a bar, and even a doctor. Yeah, that's all I got. But enough about the slums. Next up, we'll be riding another aquabus to the Opera Epiclese. I do suggest checking the weather forecast first though, otherwise you might end up just a little bit miserable. It's hard enough getting tickets for a show here, especially a trial. Lucky for you, I was able to score a couple seats. What's that? Too far away? Alright, just for you. I'll pull some strings. How about this? Front row seats at the Opera Epiclese, eh? Can't get much better than this, can it? What? Your neck hurts from looking up all the time? Okay, fine. What's a few more strings? Now these are the best seats here. You're very welcome, by the way. What is it now? You want to feel powerful. There. The only seat of its kind in the opera house. Just don't be upset if you're too short to see over the railing. Since we're here, we might as well go down to the Fortress of Merby to take a look-see as the entrance is literally right behind the opera house. It's very efficient for transferring criminals. In the main area, you'll find the coupon cafeteria, where you can buy food and drink with your coupons earned while working down here. Get whatever you want, I'll treat you. Why do I have so many coupons? What did I say about asking questions you don't want the answer to? While nearby, you can visit the Rusty Rudder. It may not look like much, and that's because it isn't, but it is still a tavern, albeit for suspect individuals. Don't worry, I'm pretty sure everyone here plays Genshin Impact, so we'll fit right in. You can also go on a trip in these new airships, zooming through the sky. Little Einstein. This is how we're traveling to our next destination. I would take an aquabus, but that particular line was destroyed in an explosion. Speaking of which, welcome to the new Fontaine Research Institute. As for why it's new, well, let's just say that you can see the old Research Institute from here and you can watch some researcher blow themselves up. Again. By the way, if you ever visit Fontaine and you see a man called Knacker, let him know that I wanna speak with him. We're back on the aquabus heading back to Romaritime Harbor. But, don't be mistaken, we've actually got one more stop before we leave the nation. Okay, this is far enough. Sayonara! Welcome to Poisson. It may look decrepit, and it is. This water may look a little grimy, and it is. But if you're wondering why I'm swimming in a pond, the color of which I can only describe as terrible shit's green, we can swim here, while the Fontainians can't. And that makes it exclusive. As for why they can't swim here, Spider-Man Avengers Infinity War. Hey guys, NocRan here. Welcome to Natlan. Yes, we are starting in the Stadium of the Sacred Flame because I think it would make a lot more sense to not split up the 6 tribes. Once you enter, you're already being accosted by the stall owners.
You might want to get a guide.
This one sells locally sourced ingredients and materials, as well as potatoes. You can buy some food from this nondescript shop over here. I'm not kidding, it's just some guy called CPAC selling grain fruit trips, fried shrimp bean balls, and what should have been called Saurian crackers, but I guess someone had a bit of a slip up while naming them. If it were up to me, I would have just named them Saurian crack. Zakan's Street Bites is the only named restaurant in the entire region. I'm like 99% sure that's right. If future me editing this could fact check that, that would be great. I must say though, this angle makes these mugs look comically large. It's like when you order the small at an American restaurant. And you may have noticed that I haven't actually shown you the general goods store yet. That's because it's boring and doesn't actually sell any local ingredients, so I hate it. But what I don't hate is the fact that you can find some alright entertainment here. Go for a swim in a pool small enough to induce claustrophobia. Drink at an outdoor bar. Yes, I'm pretty sure it's safe. I know it's hard to tell with the chemistry experiment going on behind the counter. Draw some graffiti on the walls. Don't worry, not only is it not illegal, it's actually encouraged. You can also watch Gladiator 2 in IMAX. But really, if you come at the right time, you can watch the Pilgrimage of the Return of the Sacred Flame. What a mouthful. Which is basically a tournament that determines the Dragon Warrior or something like that. But get this, you get to see some kid get kicked in the face. Now I'd call that money's worth. And at the end of the day, once you're all tuckered out, you can stay at the Wary Inn. Where the hell am I? That's funny, I've just randomly woken up at the Children of Echoes, which can only mean one of three things. A, I sleepwalked halfway across Natlan. B, I was teleported here by a magical leprechaun. Or C, Mawika was tired of my shit, and I've been removed from the premises. Nevertheless, this tribe is famous for their mining, hence the giant spinny thing. But what is there to do here? The short answer is, not a lot. The long answer is, still not a lot. Interact with the llamas. We can make it a competition to see who can get them to spit at us first. Visit Muhuru's Gemporium to buy accessories or weapons decorated with gemstones. Hi, excuse me, miss. I'd like a gauntlet with 6 gemstones embedded on the back of the hand. Here, I've got a rough sketch you can look at in case you're confused. Finally, take part in a dance-off with the locals. And if you're wondering where the food talk is, there isn't one. I scoured the entirety of the Children of Echoes, which admittedly isn't all that big, and haven't found one single food stall. Maybe they eat ores too. You know, I'm not really sure what a scion is, but it sounds pretty important. Here at the Scions of the Canopy, everyone is the embodiment of those stupid Twitter threads bots post like, 8 biggest disaster moments captured on camera before a tragedy. A thread. Don't open if you're soft heart. I hope you're not afraid of heights, because that's all the Scions have got going for them. That and rock climbing. I'm not joking, they actually have an instructor for that. But yes, visiting the Scions is a task only taken up by daredevils, but you will be rewarded by some stunning views. As long as you don't look down, of course. Once again, though, there's no inkling of anyone selling food here, and I am again leaving on an empty stomach. This contest was never fair from the get-go. Welcome to the people of the Springs, known exclusively for their hot springs. And nothing else. This place is literally a resort, but don't let that distract you from the fact that the tribe is run by an actual child. Anyhow, I'm sitting right near a place called Golden Dusk, where you can get a chilled drink after soaking in the springs. They got a record store, a store that sells instruments, look, you can even buy a ukulele. Let's play some music with the locals now, shall we?
All aboard the toxic gossip train.
What else is there to do here? We're literally at a beach. Go do beach things. Go for a swim. Go surfing. Play some beach volleyball. Get buried in the sand and be forgotten for 3 days. Shit in a hole and bury it. My point is, this is the most vacation-y place that we're going to vacation at. Now before we move on to the next tribe, I gotta show you one more thing. These are hot springs, but they're a bit different from the ones we're used to seeing because these ones are in the sky. Though the only way you'd be able to get up here is by being Wanderer. Luckily for you, I've prepared for such an occasion. I present to you the Waypoint, a nifty little thing that lets you teleport using some magical hogwash. Now this is the life. Welcome to the Masters of the Nightwind. There is literally nothing to do here. Hello there, are you looking for something serious or something casual? What am I on, Tinder? Hey, guess where I am? You don't think this is a good idea? Don't worry, Seat Lolly gave me a key for a reason, right? Knock knock, Seat Lolly.
You! That's it! Where are my tools? I swear if I don't teach you a lesson right here and now, I'll—
You know what? I don't think she's in at the moment. Maybe next time.
Little brat.
I'm sorry, but there's even less to do here than at the Masters of the Nightwind. We've actually got one more stop in Natlan. 1 second. Like I was saying, we've actually got one more stop in Natlan. Oh dear god, the world is ending. This is the Collective of Plenty, a tribe full of gym bros. Get fit with a personal trainer, wrestle at Tatankasaurus, have the chef make you some food. Better yet, ignore the chef and make your own food, and ride the Dragon Subway, straight into an active volcano. If you haven't already succumbed to travel fatigue, I commend you. You're more resilient than I could ever be. Nevertheless, which vacation spots were your favorites, and which ones disappointed you the most? I'd have to say my favorites would be Liyue and Natlan. Liyue, for obvious reasons, the food. Natlan, I like resorts. And I like arenas when there's actually something to watch, unlike the Roman Colosseum during a 40°C heatwave. That's 104 degrees Fahrenheit for my more freedom-inclined viewers. The most disappointing one to me would be Natlan, for the sole reason of there's just not much to do in most of the tribes, is there? I would have said Sumeru, but that would imply that I had any expectations to begin with. But whether you're a foodie, a city explorer, a nature enjoyer, or a weeb, Teyvat has got something for everyone. But just remember, cultural appropriation, not appreciation. Wait, shit, I think I got that the wrong way.